All the non-believers in Bitmine will absolutely cry this cycle, okay? I think that Bitmine is heading to $500 and then to $1,000. And today we are talking about all the haters, non-believers, that people have sometimes very less experience, and you should not go into this comment section and see like this negative comments. We will talk all about that and much more here in this video, so let's dive in.
Welcome to the game, I'm the wolf of Dubai.
If you don't know me, my name is Danny and I'm looking for 10x, 20x, 30x stocks, and people that followed me for a very long time bought even apartments and houses in the US because they followed me on my biggest stock tips like Tesla, and soon also on Bitmine, like the next real estate purchase is on me. And make sure to follow me. This is my second channel, okay? So I have two channels where I'm posting every single day on Bitmine and on other stocks. So this is now here the second channel, as you can see. And this is the first channel. You should follow both channels to not miss every breaking news on Bitmine, okay? And today I would love to talk about xtendaytrading.com, okay? xtendaytrading.com is our own product where I invested over $1 million. And actually what we do there is like we have a software which is called AutoPilot. And AutoPilot lets you buy all the options that we trade as well, all automatically for you. We have a whole team dedicated to scanning and researching the market and getting into trades in and out for you with our software directly into your portfolio. So if you have $10,000 more, schedule a call with me personally and we see if we can help you as well. Now, let's dive into those hate comments. I love to do it. I really love to do it. Not because to actually make fun of those people, but more of an entertainment purpose, because this is, as more negative comments I see and have, I really flourish on them, because this is giving me much bullish outlook of Bitmine, because I know that I will be right again, like I was on Palantir and Tesla and Hood and Nvidia, okay? Those were crazy bangers for me and created the life where I could, travel and do what I can and what I love and, buy properties and, buy great cars and whatever. But the materialistic things are not so important for me, okay? You don't see me like wearing a crazy watch in this videos just to show you that, I was successful. It's like very hard times as well, but you will appreciate the good times through the hard times, okay? And we went through hard times with Bitmine for very couple of days, okay? Like, let's dive into those comments, okay? So I love to do that because this is just super funny, okay? So let's have a look. So this comment came from a bodybuilder, Brawn and Brains, okay? One day ago. I will simply it for you. It crashed on me so hard one day from $115 to less than $39. Okay, first of all, this didn't happen in one day. Okay, so but let's continue. And all of us that lost thousands won't be buying BMNR never again. I think this is you cannot be so wrong in so less sentences, okay? Because usually what happens, if a stock crash on you and then you see it going up, he bought 115, so it crashed to 39. Now it's at 60. Then it will be at 150, then it will be at 250, and then it will be at 500. And I think at some point, this guy will just FOMO in, like so many other people, okay? So I don't give what Tom Lee says, while I think he is busy telling us BS and can't even take the time to comb his hair, much less talk. Well, I personally think that, Tom Lee has the most bullish hair on Wall Street, okay? So that's number one. I will stick to the real stocks that generate real wealth over time. So, and then he talks about the stock that I don't know even what he's talking about. So, as you can see here, he focused on things that have nothing to do with Bitmine and the company performance. People invest into stock prices. That's one mistake that the people doing, okay? So, again, I think he will be back. So, next comment. 12 days ago, and see how the situation changed in just 2 weeks, okay? Indy Chefster, I guess he's like a, kind of cooking guy, okay? And I hope he's making very nice food. Good way to lose money to invest in BMNR. It is tanking. Well, it is not tanking anymore, my friend. It is actually rallying and going to the moon, okay? Next one. You are too early to buy Bitmine. Well, I was in the perfect spot. I just bought, a couple of $1,000 on Bitmine every single day. And I did this yesterday as well before the Fed meeting. And I will probably do this again. And I invest about like 3 to, 8,000 every single day into Bitmine. I don't care if the stock is at 60, 65, 80 or at 39. I just buy this beautiful company because every time I buy it for this prices, I know I'm buying a $500 stock on discount. Okay, next one. I understand investing. I'm also a good sport. However, I'm furious and, with treasury company stocks. I mean, come on. All they do is down 5% or more almost every single day. They have gutted my portfolio. There is something wrong and sinister going on. Anytime a stock is down 20 or 30%, and it's very precarious if it will ever break even. Well, I don't know what he buys it for, but I guess like maybe 50s, 60s, and it just broke even in like 12 days or 2 weeks. Okay, so this is the short thought or this short thinking of people. They don't have this long-term thinking about stocks, and this is one thing that can really break your neck. Okay, invest in a company and then wait 3 years, and don't invest everything at once. Just dollar cost average every single day. Then you have the best price, and you are not, worried because the stock goes down and you bought in the wrong place. But it will also make you buy and also sell when you break even. You're like, oh, thanks God I'm out for that, But then you realize, oh, wait a second, the stock now doubles and triples, and so many things that happens. The Fed and Ethereum goes a little bit back up, So and the company BMNR just delivers every single day and buy more Ethereum and update us and so on. So I think how wrong can this statement be? It's wrong from the beginning till the end. And another one, Godfrey. Thus far, BMNR proving to be a dog with fleas. Who has not been losing money on their positions on BMNR on almost daily basis? How many dips are we keep dollar cost averaging? Well, the chance is probably gone. Okay, to buy at 39. And this guy messed it as well. Okay, not only he missed it, he messed it up and he made it publicly, and everybody sees now that Godfrey just have not the experience that you need for such a volatile stock. Okay, let's see if we have one more. Yes, help me, bro. I'm downing every day how many days it will take to go back. Well, this was 13 days ago and we are back, okay? If you don't even have the patience to wait 2 weeks for something so volatile to come back to break even, or even now to rally to 250 till the end of the year, I think so. This is never financial advice. Make your own investment decision and so on and so forth. But you see what I mean, okay? Another one, okay? Betty said overhyped and overrated. Well, I don't think so, Betty. And I think that you maybe missed the chance to buy very low, but you still have the chance to go very long term for very cheap. Okay, that's what's going on. Okay, now another one. I one video in my main channel, which you should subscribe, by the way. Okay, this is the main channel. You see that I said like, wow, I see in the background a bed. So Tom Lee sleeps in his office now. Algi2605 said 10 days ago, sleeping in the office reminds me of Sam Bankman-Fried, which was like, a huge fraudster in the crypto game. And she made this negative, she turned something very positive into something very negative, which is another mistake. And I think, that's pretty much it. That's those comments that I would love to show you. And I believe that now it's time to again remind you that X10 day trading, you can be part of my personal group that I have for 3 years. And we developed our own software where we can send our day trades on daily basis into your own portfolio. You just have to switch on the software. You get all our trades. Trades look like that. For example, 20% on Tesla or 24% on Oracle the other day. Very, very interesting. Now, let's dive into a clip of Peter Lynch, who tells you a little bit more of the mindset game. He actually turned 18 million into 13 billion in like 13 years. And here's the clip.
So, Peter, your investing philosophy is often summed up as buy what you know. And there's some truth to that. And it's also often way oversimplified.
Sure.
Can you explain what you did mean by that and what you didn't mean?
Well, it bothers me that people are very dangerous when they invest. This word play the market, that's a dangerous term. But if you do some work, do some research, know what you own, look at the research, look at the balance sheet. If you could add 8 and 8, get fairly close to 16, you'd find out this company has lots of debt, no cash, they're in trouble. You shouldn't own it. So a little bit of research. People are careful when they buy a refrigerator, careful when they take a vacation. And they'll put $5,000, $10,000 some stock to hear on the bus or the party. That's dangerous.
So when you say buy what you know, you also thought that the regular investor might be able to get an inside advantage by sticking to an industry he's familiar with or seeing something that she realizes is a great product.
Imagine if you were in a mall the last 50 years. You would have seen Gap when it was hot. You would have seen Limit when it was hot. You would have seen when it was not hot. You would have seen when they were starting, people weren't excited about Gap anymore. And then you do some research, say, well, gee, there's a lot of limited stores, but we're only at 20. They can go to 400. So you see a company. I did really well with Dunkin' Donuts, a local company. I did well with Stop and Shop. But people could see that these are really some people showing up, or I guess the Sunglass Hut, no one's there anymore. So, that's research. That's fundamentals. But you don't leave the mall, though, and buy that day. You have to do some more work.
That's the important point.
Yeah.
So today, there's so much information everywhere, information overload. Does that make it harder for active investors? The indexers say everyone's got access to the same information at the same time. You can't beat the market.
Well, the way you beat the index is you avoid the stocks to go down. You avoid the steel companies and the oil companies and Sears and Penny and where the companies are deteriorated. I mean, companies are dynamic. Behind every stock, there's a company. These are not lottery tickets. So you're trying to find the companies within the S&P 500 that are doing better. They're going from crappy to semi-crappy to good. That might take a couple of years, or they're going to grow for a long time. And you're trying to avoid the companies that are going south. That's how you beat them. Or you find some companies outside the S&P 500 that are great companies. CarMax was not in the S&P 500. They went up 200-fold. There's a lot of companies that enter, and a lot of their great performances before they go in.
Now, a lot of people, when they're lucky enough or smart enough to get a company that's going up, they take their profits.
Right.
And you made the case in a book that you should actually hang in there with the really great stocks, and you even got a call from Warren Buffett as a result.
Yeah, in 1989, I'm at home, and the phone rings, and I thought it was one of my friends, but one of my daughters, I think it was 6-year-old Annie, picked up and said, "Gee, guess there's a Mr. Buffett online?" I said, "This got to be a joke." So I pick it up, and this Warren Buffett, I'm from Omaha, Nebraska. I read your book. My annual report's due in 2 weeks. Can I use a line? He said that all in about 7 seconds. And I said, "That's great. I'd love to do it. What's the line?" He said, "I love this. I've been waiting to do this. When you sell your great companies and add to the losers, it's like watering the weeds and cutting the flowers." And he said, "I want to put it in." He said, "If you ever come to Nebraska, you don't call me. Your name will be mud all over Nebraska."
So did you call him?
Oh, yeah. I've said several times we play bridge together. We've had several meetings. Great guy.
Another point you've made, and this is, I think, particularly relevant 10 years into a bull market, is that I think you said more money has been lost anticipating a downturn than actually in the downturn. Can you explain?
Well, obviously, the market's gone up tenfold since I stopped running Magellan. So you make more money on the upside. The market's going to be a lot higher 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now. Trying to predict the market is really a waste. I don't know what it's going to do. It can go down. When I ran Magellan, 13 years, it declined 10% or more, 9 times the market.
Wow.
I had a perfect record. I went down more than 10% every time. Whatever the market went down, I went down more. But over the long term, the upside is more than the downside. So you're going to say to yourself, do I need the money in the next month? Do I need the money in the next year? Do I have kids going to college? Do I have a wedding coming up? Then you're a bad investor. If you can keep putting money in, you have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 year, you should do well.
So Peter Lynch is one of the biggest, let's say, inspirations for me, okay? I also, at some point, want to turn a couple of millions of dollars into billions of dollars, and I want to do a lot of good with it. I think this is always about giving back, about, be amazing for our community and our people, and really, really think that once you are very, very wealthy, you should give back to people that are more in need. And, this is like my overall goal in life. So I hope I can give you some value every single day with those videos. That's why I have 2 channels now, pumping 2 videos per day, and with my team so hard working on the research, on the video editing, and so forth. Like, I really love that. And if you like that as well, subscribe, check out xnDayTrading.com, and make sure to see you tomorrow on both channels. So I really appreciate if you share those videos, if you share those insights, and I see you obviously on the other side, because the grass is greener always on the other side.